Imagine looking past our solar system, past the billions of stars in the Milky Way, and out into the deepest stretches of space. Now imagine you arrive at the edge of human vision, plunge into the dark, and find absolutely nothing. For decades, astrophysics operated on a safe baseline assumption. On a macro scale, matter is distributed relatively evenly. No matter which direction you look, the universe should be packed with galaxies. We call this architecture the cosmic web. Gravity binds thousands of galaxies together into glowing interconnected nodes, strung across billions of light years like a sprawling luminous nervous system. But when we mapped the largest scales of this web, we found a staggering anomaly, a gaping spherical hole where the light stops and matter simply ceases to exist. We often think of empty space as a passive backdrop. But this absence is a physical, measurable structure, a colossal sphere of nothingness that actively contradicts our foundational maps of the cosmos. To understand the problem, you have to look at the scale. The Milky Way and our nearest neighbor, Andromeda, are separated by about 2.5 million light-years. This void is 1.8 billion light-years across. Empty pockets do naturally occur in space. As the universe expands, gravity acts over billions of years, slowly tugging matter away from less dense regions and pulling it into the glowing filaments of the cosmic web. The problem is time. To sweep a region 1.8 billion light-years wide completely clean of galaxies, gravity would need tens of billions of years of continuous, uninterrupted work. The universe itself has only existed for 13.8 billion years. According to the strict laws of physics, a structure this massive could not have formed naturally in the time since the Big Bang. It is a mathematical impossibility, hiding in plain sight. Astronomers did not set out to find it. In the early 2000s, deep sky redshift surveys were attempting to chart a uniform, predictable universe. Instead, their instruments hit a terrifying blank spot in the data, a massive drop in galaxy counts that no one could explain. They realized that cosmic formation acts like a sponge. Gravity squeezes dark matter into dense clusters, violently wringing out the surrounding space until isolated pockets are left entirely devoid of structure. If Earth were located dead center in this specific supervoid, our perspective on reality would be entirely different. The isolation would be absolute. The night sky would be so intensely dark, so devoid of neighboring starlight, that humanity would not have known other galaxies even existed until the invention of deep space radio telescopes in the 1960s. It is also a physical trap. Because the space inside the void is actively expanding, a civilization at its center attempting to fly outward at the speed of light would find the distance growing faster than their ship could travel. They would never reach the edge. The void is an insurmountable prison for anything caught inside. The mystery deepens when we look at the cosmic microwave background, the faint primordial afterglow of radiation left over from the Big Bang itself. When we map this ancient radiation, we see a massive anomaly right in the southern hemisphere of the sky, a distinct, highly concentrated region of unusually low radiation, known to physicists as the cold spot. Astrophysicists now face a radical hypothesis. The Great Void and the cold spot are the exact same phenomenon, viewed through different lenses of physics. The mechanism that bridges them is a quirk of relativity called the integrated Sachs-Wolf effect. When a photon of ancient light travels across the universe and hits a supervoid, it falls into a massive gravitational basin. To exit the other side, that light must fight against the void's gravity, burning energy to climb back out. By the time that exhausted photon reaches our telescopes on Earth, its wavelength has physically stretched. It hits our sensors with less energy, registering as a sharp drop in temperature. This expanse of nothingness acts as an active physical feature, bleeding energy from the oldest light in the universe. This forces a much larger debate. Do supervoids prove that dark energy is accelerating, violently tearing the cosmic web apart? Or do they indicate our fundamental equations for gravity are incomplete? While observational astronomers rely on established models of cosmic expansion, theoretical physicists are now exploring alternative hypotheses, like modified gravity, to explain how these structures could exist. And out of this debate comes an even more startling possibility, the KBC void hypothesis. This proposes that the Milky Way itself is currently sitting inside a localized void. If we live inside a sparse bubble of space, the immense gravity of the denser universe outside pulls material away in all directions. To our telescopes, it would create the optical and gravitational illusion that the universe is expanding much faster than it actually is. A single localized region of nothingness has the power to invalidate decades of cosmic measurements. Our entire baseline for modern astrophysics could be skewed by the empty space around us. To solve a cosmic crime scene this vast, astronomers are abandoning old assumptions and building an entirely new generation of tools. Isolated at the highest altitudes on Earth, a new fleet of massive observatories is being constructed with a singular goal: to map the dark universe and measure cosmic expansion without the bias of our local surroundings. Inside immaculate cleanrooms, technicians assemble hypersensitive optical arrays wrapped in thermal shielding. These instruments are engineered to catch the faintest, most exhausted photons, surviving the journey across the deep cosmic web. Cosmology is not a completed textbook. It is an active, evolving, and terrifyingly open frontier, where our most basic assumptions are constantly tested. We are learning that the universe is hiding far more in its darkness than it has ever revealed in its light. These dark spaces between the stars constitute the largest, most powerful structures in existence.